Hi everyone, it's Artist from M Carpentry. This is our next job. This is buy-to-let property, so obviously it will be different from your residential house. However, we are refurbing it. Obviously all the wallpaper is going to go, ceiling coving will go. We'll make it as neutral as possible. We're also going to take those curtains off because I find time spent on sanding the old one, especially getting a good deal actually on skirting at the moment from Howdens. Howdens, yeah. So it's just might as well which is primed MDF. We might as well just get it off. Also, we're going to put new electrics in, so that will help chasing, etc., and make it life easier. So this is a lounge diner. Basically, we're just gonna renew, put new doors, skirtings, architraves, floor, probably be vinyl, stuck down vinyl planks. Because for the longevity and ease of maintenance. This is the kitchen. So at the moment there is old type of heating system with storage heaters, which we obviously gonna renew to a new system. So we're possibly gonna put a bath in. Not 100% sure yet, but that's a possibility. We're gonna rip it all out. That's 100%. So we know what we're dealing with. Also, because we're gonna obviously have a boiler, we're gonna need to run pipes for, hot water, etc. So this is a small kitchen. Here we will have. Where's my tape measure? Put a kitchen back in, obviously. But we're gonna obviously discuss with customer what design he wants. But boiler provisionally is going in there, so we're gonna have to obviously create a little cupboard for that, which is fine. And so yeah, that's gonna be quite shallow, but that will be mainly for boiler, I would say. We'll leave that covered, so we're probably gonna have a cupboard like so, and that's all the pipes housed in there. We're not gonna move a waste too much. We might have this more central to give you more sort of area, working area. As here we will have a boiler that is just for ease for the flue, because it's gonna go straight through the roof. Roof is tiled, so we're gonna get flashing kit. So upstairs, as you can see, there's been put some sort of board, I don't know, to close off the ceilings, but as you can see, ceilings aren't very nice there, so we will rip this off. Maybe that's a chipboard, I can't tell at the moment yet, but it's something. So we're gonna get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of these. Then most likely we're gonna have to get a ceiling looking okay. We're gonna have to re-plaster and re-board, which probably was 6.5mm board, just for ease of it. And possibly this one, but also what we're gonna have to do is put a loft ladder in, so we can get access in the loft and check whether there's a leaks of any kind or anything like that. Because at the moment we don't know. I haven't been up there yet, and as you can see, it's not very big opening there. So also what we're gonna do, we're gonna inspect. There used to be 2 leaks in both ends, so it could be that they dealt with this, because it doesn't look like it's wet. It's bone dry there, so we're gonna knock off the plaster of the corner. So we're gonna bond it out, before plastering. So we strip the wallpaper. This wall will take off because I don't think that's safe. This day and age, it seems to be like some sort of just a board, some sort of tongue and groove board nailed onto the frame like that. So we're gonna put normal wall on, tear this cupboard apart, obviously. Possibly take skirtings off here. Possibly, we'll see. Obviously strip all the wallpapers because we're gonna plaster everything. And yeah, so these two are here bedrooms. This is the biggest bedroom. That is slightly smaller. So I think stairs and upstairs will be carpet. Because obviously they'll be used as bedrooms, a bit nicer. And then downstairs will be vinyl plank. Well, that's at this point at least. That's what we sort of agreed with customer, but we'll see as the project goes on. Also, what I'll try to do, because I'll be doing mainly on my own. Obviously, I'll have other trades in doing their jobs, but like flooring I'll do myself, except carpet. Get carpet fitter to do it. And everything else is sort of down to me. I've got like a cost for this. So hopefully we'll keep on that track with that cost, which is about 15 grand. It is a bit tight, but you know, it's buy to let, so we'll try to do our best. 15-20 grand is budget for this. But I always say to customers that they need to allow for contingency, because as you know, prices do go up and there's nothing we can do, like for example fuel, and therefore everything else goes up a little bit. So there's another increase in materials from, well, yesterday, from April. So yeah, it's obviously you can't buy everything to store it somewhere, because there's no room to store things. So hopefully it'll be all right for us. Maybe with this ceiling, maybe we'll see when I get ladder. We'll check how squishy it is, and depending on what it is, we possibly could just re-skim it if it's not spongy, you know. And depending on what's there, if it's a plasterboard, then we should be okay. We can re-screw it back, make sure it's solid, and then just skim over it, because that'll be fine. It's not too bad. I'm not sure about this one, because that looks cracked, and I don't think that's plasterboard. I think that's Slalom plaster. So with that, the only way really is overboard it. But as I said, we can use 6.5mm board. You don't have to go, you know, 2.5. That's much cheaper. And yeah, that will get that done. So I'm not sure about this either. I can see that there's some patches, something used to leak there, but that's why I would like to get that loft ladder in first, so we can inspect actually what we're dealing with before we actually go any further. Especially with them corners where it's been leaking. Maybe it's a felt gone in the corner, in the roof. We just need to check that. Maybe it used to leak and it's been repaired because it's touch dry, and that's the most important thing, because we've had some severe rain recently, so it seems solid, but obviously there was a point when it was leaking. You can see it's a bit crumbly, so we will scrape all that off and probably knock it off as well with like chisel, to make sure that we get that old one off, and then we can bond that corner out, because we don't want new plaster obviously to fall off. So yeah, so my first job today will be get this part done, start stripping this off, I'll take doors off straight away. We don't need them because they're just nuisance. We're gonna have to. We just put new frames in because it's just sometimes it's easier just to fit new frames in than trying to get old frames looking okay. You spend more time sanding it and painting and filling it. It'll cost you more money than just putting new one in. And same here, obviously, because we're gonna put a decent wall in CLS. That means we're gonna have to take this out anyway, and I'd rather do that because I can't see this being cost effective to being rubbing it down, filling, etc. So that's what we're gonna do. So what we got here. It's a very weird setup, this. So, okay. What we're gonna have to do, we're going to take this off and we're gonna have to put like an angle bead because we're gonna put plasterboard. So this will be basically the thickness of plasterboard, and then we're gonna have to reattach these strings for stairs, but they're very low. It's very low. Saying that, we don't have to comply with regulations because we're not making any alterations on a designs. We're just refreshing everything basically, new electrics, new plumbing, etc. But to be fair, that is a bit too low. So we'll see. But yeah, as I said, I will try to keep you informed of the cost of time. Mostly, obviously, it will be all irrelevant for you because obviously prices could change on materials, etc. But I will try to, tell you what you're really looking at, because there are a lot of obviously videos out there which are for buy-to-lets and that, but then no one actually shows you process how to do it. So, and just forgot to mention that luckily for us, windows and doors are pretty much all fitted, so we're not gonna have to worry about them because that is another big cost. So basically, I could tell you the four biggest costs. One will be windows, doors to be fitted for property. Second will be a new heating system. Third will be kitchen, bathroom to sort out. And fourth will be obviously plastering. But if you're doing it as your own project, you could save yourself, and also carpentry. Five big things which are most expensive when you do it. Say that's in the case if your roof is fine, because obviously roofs are legal in their own. That could be expensive if you got to re-roof the whole house. But usually, when you get buy-to-let property, unless you have a special mortgage, people usually will get ones which are mortgageable, which means they won't be as bad, so they class as livable. So therefore your roof should be okay. And also, it could possibly be picked up by a surveyor that your roof's got a problem. But yeah, so yeah, those 5 things are to look for, but some of them you can do it yourselves. For instance, stripping wallpaper easily, stripping back units, taking carpets up, all those things you can do yourself. Some people may even be able to plaster, or if they don't want to plaster, they can fill sand walls, do like a dry liners do it with filler. So for deeper holes, you would use like easy fill or something like that, and then you can get a smooth finish filler, which jointers use for their joints as a second filler. You could use that to go over, and then use about 180 grit sandpaper and lightly sand it, and that way you could, yes, it's dusty, I agree, but that's another option. You could sort of save money, because obviously every little helps. Or you could try yourself do a bit of plastering. You know, if you are quite handy with DIY, why not? I will do one wall to show I'm not professional, to show how I do it. I've used obviously feelers, etc., etc. in past, being in the building game. But yeah, I'm not professional. But I'll show you how, sort of non-professional. But if you, how you could say, if you quite, you know, handy with jobs, you might be able to do it. So that's another savior. Yes, the thing you won't save is time, obviously, because time equals money. So that's the only thing you need to account for. That property will be empty, and obviously you will be losing money. But I hope that by showing how to do stuff, that will help you to, you know, maybe try a few things yourselves. Also with bathroom, I will be doing in this, as it's Buy-to-Let, I'll be doing something else. You might remember seeing my videos about having those Saniclad sheets put up. So that's my aim for this. It's a perfect, I think, opportunity to do that here in Buy-to-Let, because it is cheaper and it's plastic, so you know you can't really go wrong with that. Yes, it might not look as great, I agree, but for Buy-to-Let it's about practicality. So that's what we're gonna be aiming for this project. You know, it looks nice. The pros and cons, as I said, you can go back onto that video where you're gonna see how I've been doing it. But biggest pros are obviously you don't have grout joints and less joints, so therefore you have less possibility for leaks if it's done properly. So, and also it's easy maintenance, you know, just wipe it and it's clean. So they use them quite, you know, a big list of places, such as food industry, obviously as you saw, for animals in pens, in hospitals and everywhere. Because reason being, because it's easy to maintain it clean. So I think it's a spot on thing to have for Buy-to-Let. I'm not sure whether the customer will want to fit a bath or a shower. We'll get to that later, obviously depending on how the budget will go, I suppose. But yeah, we'll obviously start with stripping it all off. We might, which is quite unusual, we might be making a wardrobe with sliding doors, which is obviously quite unusual for a project like this, but it gives me an opportunity to use one material, which is melamine, but MDF melamine. So I'm hoping that that won't chip as bad as chipboard does, chipboard melamine. And also that would obviously, it would be cheaper because you just make it up, do your edges, and it's done. You don't have to paint or anything, it's finished. So hopefully that will happen, but again, that will be all down to budget. That's like my sort of initial idea was, because obviously everywhere you go you struggle for storage space, and the idea is taking this wall out, because it's quite tight anyway, the entrance, moving slightly into the room up to here, having your 600 sort of wardrobe or so, and from pretty much from floor to ceiling you could have, and that gives, you know, people to put their stuff in. one side you can have hangers and one side shelves, and you know that's all people need. So it's all for appeal, and you know, so it works. I think, but again, we can see whether that's happening or not. We'll find out a bit later. Yeah, if we do, I'll let you know how I get on with that, because I think that would be quite a nice project if it does cut. I haven't cut myself melamine MDF with plunge saw. I have cut obviously chipboard, but I haven't cut melamine MDF. So I'm hoping that I can find a way of cutting it without chipping too much, because that would be good as a good alternative to like MDF, because MDF you obviously need to allow for painting, etc. So that costs a bit more. So yeah, without too much chatting, I will have my coffee and I will start stripping this part off, so I can hopefully get that loft hatch in today. That is my aim for today. And then if I got obviously time, I can start stripping wallpaper. No, actually, not wallpaper, what I'm talking about. I will be stripping this part off then, in that case. So, because yeah, that is nuisance. We'll just build a proper wall. And hopefully that will be okay. So we got some pipes there. I think they are dead, but I'll get a plumber to have a look at it. Obviously I'm not a plumber. I can put radiator on, but I wouldn't touch live systems. It's not for me. I'll work with water, but that's about me done then. So yeah, I'll get plumber onto that. So the meter is here in this property. Ooh, yes. Oh, nice. I haven't even looked there. Okay, that goes there. Okay. So yeah, that is there. It's not that pleasant, but I'll have to clean that up a bit so it looks a bit cleaner, because that doesn't look really nice at the moment, I must say. That will just keep, maybe put some sort of, you know, corner trim or something. We'll probably keep that edge and we'll just paint it, because being obviously Biotrade, you don't want to do over the top, because obviously it's all the cost. So and you need to hope that people who will move in actually will, you know, enjoy it and not ruin it. So but yeah, that's not sort of what we're here for. So yeah, I will work on that, and if I get time I'll get that wall done, and after that I'll get this carpet up. The only thing we will definitely leave is obviously old string, so we're gonna have to sand that off, make that good, paint it, but first of all we'll sort of get everything what we don't need. We'll get all the skirting off. I think it's just easier for electrics, etc. I think it's just, and because we got such a good deal on the skirting, and it's not a lot of it here. It'll be probably like £90 of skirting for the whole house, so it's not too bad. So yeah, so we're gonna put new skirting on, get this skirting off, take all the doors off at the end of the day. So we're done, we can also change them all, and yeah, and the kitchen, probably will take kitchen now, but maybe not today. We'll see how we get on with that. So yeah, I hope you're gonna enjoy this sort of project, and I will catch up with you in the next video.